What if I told you there is a possibility you are not considering? What if everything you have worked hard for, your degrees, your promotion, your discipline, was pointing you in the right direction, but preparing you for the wrong destination? What if wealth isn't just built in boardroom and bank accounts, but also in something far rewarding to both the individual and the society at large? We live in a society where effort is praised but outcome often fail expectation. Where long hours and diligent work define success, until retirement knocks and health fails, time shrinks, and legacies remain unstructured. Here is an uncomfortable truth. Many brilliant professionals are building castles on foundations that won't last beyond a paycheck or pension. In today's professional world, especially in bustling cities like Lagos, Abuja, or Port Harcourt, there is a silent script most of us follow. Get educated, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, acquire a house, drive a decent car, invest in stocks or crypto, pray for a soft landing at retirement. It sounds reasonable, even successful. But what if I told you this script, while popular, is missing something critical? The attitude behind retirement. Too little time, too many health challenges. Millions of Nigerians spend decades working tirelessly, often sacrificing weekend passion and health, driven by the promise that retirement will be their reward. But for many, this promise turns into regret. Average life expectancy in Nigeria is only 54 to 61 years. However, pension payouts typically don't begin until 63 to 65, meaning many retirees receive no benefits before they pass away. Worse still, Africans spend an average of 10 years in poor health, often before retirement even begins, suffering from chronic illnesses with insufficient financial coverage. The result, people retire with high hopes only to be met with severe health challenges before they can enjoy benefits. Shortened lifespan post-retirement, delayed or insufficient pension support with many still waiting on payout after 30 years of service. Here is more. Years of missing out on rest, family time and passion pursuits. Health expenses devolving into financial drain, lost opportunities. Those decades of saving could have been used to build parallel income streams that offer both time and financial freedom. What if the real road to lasting wealth, stability, and legacy lies not ahead of us but beneath us, in the very land we already have, yet neglected? We often associate wealth with a thriving business, a crypto spike, or a stock boom, yet professionals retire with little to no reliable platform to build on and no legacy to pass on. We equate wealth with a booming business, a crypto surge, or a lucky run on the stock market. Yet, one asset has consistently stood the test of time: land, the right utilization of it for wealth creation. Land is one of the oldest investment classes in existence, which in many cases has produced significant wealth over generations. It has been the foundation for great manifestation and the backbone for the most formidable legacies. Land is more powerful than a business because while every business is threatened by competition, land is the only asset that doesn't lose value in the midst of competition. The most valuable thing about land is the flexibility of its use, meaning you can build, plant, harvest, or even resell and lease at will. It is one of the few assets that have that capacity. While I could keep emphasizing the value of land, the right utilization of land for food production and manufacturing of agro-byproducts hold more value for both the Nigerian professional, our local community, and the overall Nigerian economy. While many professionals strive to build a life of comfort, career recognition, and eventual retirement, the script often overlook one of the most potent instruments of generational legacy: land. Not just land as a dormant asset, but land intentionally utilized for food production and the manufacturing of agro byproducts. This isn't about buying land and waiting for it to appreciate. It is about activating land, turning it into a hub of productivity, sustenance, and scalable enterprise. A properly utilized hectare can feed communities, power agribusinesses, and build wealth systems that outlive the original investor. In a nation like Nigeria, where food inflation averaged 30.6% in 2024 and over 70% of processed food inputs are imported, the professional who channels resources into agricultural production is not just investing, they are preserving health, sovereignty, and generational security. Additional truths. Legacy isn't built on what you leave behind alone, but in what you set in motion. And there is no more sustainable motion than farmland converted into structured food systems and agro-industrial pipelines. Let's face a few uncomfortable truths. The average Nigerian household spends 50 to 60% of its income on food. Most commercial farming systems are backed with fertilizer for improved production, thereby negatively impacting our health as we grow older. Land in major cities is now overpriced and overhyped, yet rural farmlands remain underdeveloped, undervalued, and underutilized. The hidden truth in plain sight is active engagement in agriculture, not just as hard labor, but agro-investment. Owning productive lands, building food systems, and tapping into the most recession-proof and inflation-resistant asset of all time. The true wealthy, the kind who pass down wealth for 3 to 5 generations, know this. Wealth is not just in, it is positioned, it is planted. Farmland doesn't just preserve value, it multiplies it. It grows income season after season. It edges inflation because food value rises with inflation. It supports diversification because you don't have to farm it yourself to earn. It creates employment, it sustains family, and most importantly, it builds legacies. The average Nigerian professional is missing the one thing upon which sustainable wealth is built: land. In the pursuit of success, we often place all our bets on titles and bank balances, forgetting that real wealth, the kind that grows even when you are asleep or retired, is rooted quite literally in the soil. Imagine this: while you climb the career ladder, you also carve out time to acquire fertile land, not in some overdeveloped city center, but in emerging agro zones with long-term potentials. You start a small cassava farm or a palm oil project, perhaps on weekends or through a trusted cooperative. It is not a full-time job, it is a part-time vision, a smart, quiet edge against inflation, food insecurity, and burnout. Now, fast forward to retirement. You are not dependent on a pension or past savings alone. Your land appreciates, your farm produces, your agro-allied venture, once a hobby, becomes a stream of cash flow, purpose, and perhaps employment for others. That single farmland you started in your 30s or 40s becomes the seed for generational sustenance. And what if millions of Nigerian professionals embrace this model? We would not only see personal wealth grow more sustainably, we would watch Nigerian food production rise, imports drop, and agro-based industries thrive. A movement like this could change everything from rural employment to national GDP. Because while stock market fluctuates and salaries rise and fall, land, especially cultivated land, remains steady, loyal, and deeply rewarding. The Netherlands, a country smaller than Niger State, is the second largest agricultural exporter in the world. Nigeria, with over 70 million hectares of arable land, still imports wheat, rice, and even tomatoes. Why? Because while they treat land as a system, we treat it as a status symbol. Because while they see soil as capital, we see it as push. If you are a professional, executive, or business owner within this, here is what you must internalize. True wealth is productive, not passive. You must move from consumption to creation, speculation to stewardship. Your salary, your business, your property are all important, but ask yourself, what are you planting for the future? We are not just called to work hard, we are called to build. To build systems, build legacies, build sustainable wealth. The road beyond the office, beyond the flashy lifestyle, beyond market trends, leads back to the land. The question is, will you wait until food becomes luxury before you realize the truth was always in plain sight? Or will you seize the opportunity of strength and resources to start your own journey to building a formidable legacy? The choice is yours.